Alright, let's talk about episode 6 of season 2 of The Last of Us. So this entire episode was a flashback. They kick things off with Joel as a kid with Tommy. He takes the blame for Tommy misbehaving and is expecting to be beaten by his dad because of it. Their dad comes in and tells a story of when his dad would beat him. Then Joel calls him out and says, why does he do it then? His father then says he's at least better than his dad was and gives the line, I hope you do a little better than me, which we'll hear later again in the episode. We then spend most of the rest of the episode reliving Ellie's teenage year birthdays with Joel. For the first one, we see Ellie having burned her arm to cover her bite marks so she can wear short sleeves again. Joel then brings her a cake and gives her a guitar that he put together. We then fast forward to another birthday where Joel takes Ellie to this museum where we get the classic shot of Ellie on top of this dinosaur. They then head inside and Joel has Ellie reenact a space launch by having her put on an astronaut helmet and giving her headphones of the takeoff audio as she closes her eyes and imagines being there, which is really well done. We then fast forward and Ellie's now rebelling a little bit, getting a tattoo, smoking, and hooking up with another girl. Joel's trying to be understanding here, but Ellie continues to be standoffish. And then Joel asks the therapist what the moth that Ellie keeps drawing represents. She tells him it represents death. We then cut to Ellie, who's in a room preparing to ask Joel about Salt Lake City. He then comes in to take her out on her first patrol. It's a little bit weird that she wanted to do this so badly because she seems just annoyed about things like using binoculars. They eventually get a call and then they run into Eugene, who's been bit. Eugene asks if he can see his wife before dying, and we have Joel agree to Ellie here that they'll do it as she heads back to get the horses. However, while she's away, Joel leads Eugene to this lake and kills him, and then Ellie shows up and is super angry with him. They then bring Eugene's dead body back to camp, and Joel delivers his last remarks to his wife and gives a false story of how things ended and is comforting her. Out of nowhere, Ellie jumps in and says Joel is lying and tells Eugene's wife what really happened, to which she responds by slapping Joel. We then fast forward to the celebration from the first episode where Joel pushed the guy down who demeaned Ellie, and we now see it from Joel's perspective. As expected, we then get the famous scene of Joel playing guitar on the porch as Ellie approaches him. And this scene's actually at the end of the second game, so it's interesting to see they put it here this early, but I guess we're hitting all of Joel's flashbacks with Ellie's story in this one episode. Ellie then questions and calls out Joel for having lied about what happened with the Fireflies, and I was pretty disappointed with the change they made here. In the show here, they chose to have Joel admit to having killed everyone, and then saying there probably could have been a cure if he hadn't intervened and saved Ellie, and I feel like this addition really took away the ambiguity of whether Ellie's sacrifice really could have saved everyone else. Unrelated, but I do think it's still a little bit messed up that they didn't just tell Ellie before surgery that that was their plan. We then finally return to present time and just briefly see Ellie walking in the rain before fading to black. Overall, this was by far the strongest episode of the season for me. It shows what we had in season 1 with the love a father has for his daughter and the impact a character like Joel and an actor like Pedro Pascal can bring. It also reminded me that Bella works better as a younger season 1 Ellie in comparison to the more mature version of Ellie she's supposed to be playing in the rest of this current season. Overall, while the alteration to the ending porch scene initially made me want to lower my score, I'll give this episode of The Last of Us my first positive rating of the season. But that's just my opinion. What's yours? Did you like or dislike this episode? Sound off on all things The Last of Us in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe for more The Last of Us content. Thanks.